Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. What look will Jimmy Butler sport at 2024 NBA Media Day? Here's a recap of his past looks. In Miami, NBA Media Day used to be all about getting a first look at the year's team, but now we want to know what look will Jimmy Butler be sporting. His appearance during his first 3 seasons with the Miami Heat were pretty standard, but in 2022, Jimmy Buckets showed up with a brand new hairdo that had social media buzzing. And last year, Butler went from long locks to what he called his emo look. "I'm emo, leave me alone," Butler told reporters. The new hairstyle was paired with black nail polish and fake facial piercings, which once again went viral on social media. In fact, a video recorded by NBC6 anchor Chris Anderson and posted on Instagram received more than 19 million views. So what will this year's look be? We're about to find out. As for the Miami Heat, this past season ended in disappointment. The team lost in the first round of the playoffs to the eventual champions, the Boston Celtics, just a year after they made it to the NBA Finals. But Miami was shorthanded against Boston, with both Butler and Terry Rozier missing the series with injuries. And this year's team will look almost identical to last year's. The veterans Butler, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Love and Rozier will be joined by the younger stars Tyler Herro, Jamie Jaquez Jr. and Nikola Jovic. Bam is fresh off his gold medal win with Team USA at the Paris Olympics, ending to 5-year, $166 million contract extension with the Miami Heat. The most unnecessary players on the 2024-25 Heat roster. The Miami Heat have built a reputation for maximizing the talent on their roster, often turning overlooked players into key contributors. However, with a roster full of developmental projects and complementary role players to their superstar duos, not every player on the team is crucial to their success this season. While these players are certainly skilled and could be valuable in the right situations, their roles on this year's team may be a bit unnecessary given Miami's current depth and needs. Let's take a look at 3 players who, while talented, aren't critical to the Heat's 2024-25 campaign. Nasir Little, the 6-foot forward who played for the Phoenix Suns last season, signed a 1-year deal with the Heat, making him the 15th player on the roster with a standard contract. This deal came out of nowhere, and while most fans were happy to see their front office appear to be active, this was a move that they didn't really need to make. It's a move that provides more harm to their flexibility than anything. As of now, Little is on a standard contract, but his salary is non-guaranteed. This move doesn't immediately push the Heat over the second apron, but they are already dangerously close to the threshold. If his contract becomes guaranteed in early January, it will push them over unless they make a trade or other roster adjustments before then. With the second apron looming in the background, waiting to impact the Heat's financial flexibility, signing Little doesn't align with their long-term team-building strategy. The Heat already have multiple two-way players who showed some promise during the Summer League, and if they perform well enough, they could compete for that 15th roster spot. While Miami isn't in any rush to make decisions, players like Josh Christopher and Keshad Johnson, despite his injury, demonstrated potential, and it would be worth seeing what they could bring to the team instead. Not to say those 2 guys are better than Little, but they provide a different skill set, which brings us to the last reason why the Little move is a little puzzling. Little is an average-sized defensive-minded forward who can be a bit streaky from 3. His finishing at the rim leaves a lot to be desired. He's practically wing insurance. If you lose a starter or bench player, he can come in and give you minutes. The Heat don't need wing insurance though. This roster already has a surplus of average-sized wings, such as Jimmy Butler, Jamie Jaquez Jr., Haywood Highsmith, Pelle Larsson and Nikola Jovic. It'd be fine if he could pass at a high level, put the ball on the floor, or even just be a three-point specialist. That'd be fine, but he doesn't fit for any of those. Couple this fact with the financial restrictions heading forward and it doesn't make much sense for Little to be here. Alec Burks is in a similar boat with Little as far as being deemed unnecessary for this roster. Everyone in the Heat fan base has sort of forgotten about Burks being on the roster, and it's to be expected as he's not a franchise savior or a sexy signing, but yes, he is here. He doesn't hurt the Heat too much financially and won't steal minutes from the main guards, but it would have been nice to see guards like Zion Pullen and Christopher get reps. Burks is 33 years old, and while you could say it'd be nice to have a veteran guard come in and give relief minutes, Burks only seems to be getting worse statistically. Burks shot 30% from the floor and 30% from three, which is a major drop-off from what he produced the season before, being 39% from the floor and 40% from three. He's in that weird class of guards where he's bigger for a guard, but he doesn't use his size, and if he is being guarded by a forward, he's too undersized. This is the same story on defense as well. Burks is also a player who can't seem to stay healthy as he's only played 2 70-game seasons in his 10-year career. It may seem like Burks is getting a bad rap, but it's simply the reality of the current roster situation. To his credit, there's value in having a veteran like him who can step in and fill minutes when other players are sidelined, something that could easily happen if last season's injury struggles repeat. Philadelphia 76ers star sends emotional message to Miami Heat fans. The Miami Heat have not made any major moves this summer. But one departure that could have a negative effect on the team is that of Caleb Martin, who left to join the Philadelphia 76ers. Rumors suggest that the Heat had offered Martin a 5-year, $65 million contract, but he turned it down to test the free agency waters. It would be safe to say that that was a mistake in financial terms. Martin would eventually end up joining the 76ers on a 4-year deal guaranteed for more than $32 million. In a competitive sense, Martin might be closer to a championship in Philadelphia than he would have been if he had stayed on with the Heat. It has been months since Martin signed with the Sixers. But it was yesterday that he finally took to social media to say goodbye to Miami fans, even providing a reason in his heartfelt message. Martin posted a video montage and wrote on his Instagram, "Man. Sorry for the delay, 305. It took me a little longer to post this cause I wasn't ready to say goodbye just yet. LOL. Miami has changed my life in more ways than I could have ever imagined. Put me in position to better my life, my family's life and my career. Felt like I was on a 2-way contract just yesterday, trying to make a name for myself all over again. The fans, my teammates, my coaches, and the city embraced me with open arms, and I always tried to return the favor through leaving it out on the court every night. Definitely not how I expected things to come to an end, but nothing can ever replace the memories and love I've gained for this city and organization over the past 3 years. 305 will always feel like a second home and have a special place in my heart. 4L. Thank you all for everything, Heat Nation. Love. 16-inch. The stint in Miami certainly changed the trajectory of Martin's career. After going undrafted in the 2019 draft, he ended up with the Charlotte Hornets, but his 2 seasons there were not particularly memorable. In 2021, Martin signed a 2-way contract with the Heat and the rest is history. He played an integral part in the Heat's run to the 2023 NBA Finals. In fact, Martin came 1 vote short of besting Jimmy Butler for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP after averaging 19.3 points and 6.4 rebounds per game against the Boston Celtics, while shooting 60.2% from the field and 48.9% from three-point range. Martin exceeded all expectations and developed into a solid player for the Heat. Next season, he is projected to be a starter for a 76ers team being predicted to challenge for the championship. Talk about a meteoric rise. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Caleb Martin? Leave your opinion in the comments.